Hello again, my name is Relax and Panic.
And I am Most Evil Lifeform.
And we are reacting to one of the character shorts for season 5. So we just watched the first 6 episodes of RWBY. So just to get a little bit back in the mood. And now we are like, okay, let's go for a little bit more of the real stuff again. So I will see, I mean, you will see on my channel what I will do with it. How I mix it up or not, we will see.
Or not.
So, this character short is about Blake Belladonna, as we might have guessed just by the first frame. So that looks like Menagerie, I think.
Indeed.
So, ready?
Set.
Go. I see what you did there. Funny ears. Yeah, I'm always looking for if there's some uncommon faunus, you know? By the way, you got a lot of praise for seeing the weapon as the tongue of the chameleon.
Sure.
There she is.
Why'd you join the White Fang?
Same reason as you.
But
why fight when I pass for human? It's okay. You're not the first person to ask. I know I look just like any other human girl. And for years, that's how I was raised. We lived in Mantle with the other faunus working the mines. But my parents wanted something better for me. They managed to enroll me in an Atlas prep school. Imagine that. A little faunus girl from Mantle going to the city of dreams. I felt like a princess. But I had to follow a set of rules.
Slow-mo? Seriously? Ooh. Dude, they're civilians.
Bringing friends home, no talking about my parents, and absolutely, under no circumstances, was I allowed to change colors. No one could know I was a faunus.
that sounds terrible.
It wasn't. It was confusing at first, but it wasn't hard. Especially if it meant being an Atlas. Sometimes the other girls would say things about the faunus. That they were animals, that they were dirty, or they lied, and I'd say those things with them. Because I felt like I was one of them. And then, one day, there was a cave-in at the mines. I was at school when the news broke. Apparently, one of the workers tripped while handling some agitated dust crystals. The explosion caused a chain reaction. And my friends snickered.
That's such a cool semblance.
Multiply.
I lost control. Every inch of me turned blue as I wept. And suddenly, all the girls that I'd laughed and played with were scared of me.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I broke their teeth.
Ouch. There she is. So I think this was a past, right? Yeah.
What happened?
He got away.
Which is not the whole story.
Sorry.
So it was not as much about Blake, but rather about
Ilya.
Ilya.
Well, I'm not sure if they were like real friends, but they were at least a little bit. I mean, they were at least a bit close, so that she told her that
they were, I think, pretty close because again, this was the second time when where Blake or Ilya when they spared each other.
Yes,
in some
indeed.
way or form.
Yes.
So, and this is not done if they just really had just a little conversation. I think they had respect and friendship.
You could see it that she was aiming at Blake. And then when Blake, like, I don't know if she made a step forward or she was readying herself or being, I'm not sure, I was afraid, I don't know. But then she definitely changed her mind, Ilya, and shot the rope instead. So she's not, at least at the moment, not willing to fight against Blake, really, or hurt her or anything. But she's trying to protect the people in the White Fang. So she might be someone who is possible to change sides, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it already the first time she was there, or when the talk was happening, that she's probably like Emerald's the one who
may fall to the good side.
Yeah, who may switch.
Yeah.
I wonder if they make people from the good side switch too.
That would be, I mean, that would be harsh on me. You would be very entertained. I know. I would feel a lot of pain. You can believe that, because I like them all.
Well, the thing is, for me, it's not okay. There is no good and bad.
I know what you mean.
So it's like, okay, you have two sides right now, maybe a third, and so a fourth. We actually maybe have a fourth too.
Yeah, I liked in the end. So there was new music which I didn't know before. So I think it might be the new soundtrack for Blake. Take What You Need, something like that. I heard.
Or the new intro. Volume 5
might be a new intro as well. Yeah, true. We will see when we see the next character short if it's the same music exactly. But if not, I mean, take what you need or take what you want. I think it is about need. So it's maybe about taking back the White Fang, which she said in the last episode of season 4. We will not destroy the White Fang. We will take it back.
Yeah.
And they showed it with the other flag she was raising then. So I think this is what season 5 will be her goal to do.
I like that drawing style a lot.
Yeah,
right there. It's pretty
she
cool.
Looks different. Looks
not like in the animated series.
Yes,
but
it's a drawing.
Yeah,
but it looks good. She's a little bit more grayish, I think, by skin, but that may be due to the shadows.
Yeah.
And a bit sleeker.
Well, it's very a lot more manga-esque. Again, it's not like they are already manga-esque, but this is real, like this could be in a art book or from a
as far as I know, there is one manga out for it.
Really? Yeah, would work. Why not?
So that's that one. They followed a White Fang member, and they had a picture of him on the phone, I guess, from her dad. Possibly he has a lot of information.
Well, no, they got the scroll from Ilya.
There was a scroll that Son brought to her. You remember?
And
Son
that's the one.
It was his scroll. He made a picture.
No. The Ilya lost her scroll.
No, I'm pretty sure not.
She did lost the. That's why. She would hurt Son if she didn't get the scroll back, and she didn't get the scroll back.
I think it was different. I think, as far as I remember, I think it was he came to her. That why she was upset. So he disturbed her with her father and everything, if you remember. Crashed in, and she asked, why have you disturbed me? And he said, your mother said White Fang members don't wear masks here. But I was at the harbor, and there was one with a mask. I made a photo of him, and he showed his scroll, and she slapped it away. And his scroll flew away.
You're talking now about the timeline when this is happening?
Yes.
Because I think this is happening after they already...
This is after. No, but what I mean is she slapped the scroll away, and Ilya, as the ninja, catched the scroll and ran away with Son's scroll with a picture on it. That's why they followed her, to get the scroll back. I think she never lost hers.
Because then what did they put on the desk of her father? When they put a scroll on the desk of her father, and he was scrolling through and like, okay, this is bad, and everything.
When he came with his own scroll, he said, I got informations now that Adam Torres is trying to overthrow. What was the name of the White Fang leader?
Khan.
Was something Sierra Khan?
Sierra Khan.
Yes.
Something.
So I think they did never get a scroll of one of the others. Interesting would be who he photographed, if it was her, or maybe I guess it was Adam, because he's always wearing his mask, possibly. But they got this information, this picture, possibly from her father, or
because that's what I would thought is because I understood it or saw it like, okay, they got Ilya's phone, and that's why they have this information and the pictures.
Would have made sense as well. But I think the one that they fought on the roof then, where Son was injured, was his own scroll. Where he said, grabs the scroll. But maybe, I mean, it might possibly be that she lost her scroll during the fight. We cannot be sure. So there were many scrolls involved in this one episode. But it was interesting. So they tried to get this White Fang member, possibly to get information from him or anything, you know, don't know. But he was a rude one.
It was some sort of start to...
yeah.
They need to start somewhere.
Yeah,
so.
But he was definitely a rude one. So he used his gun in the middle of civilians. Didn't care. He cut the rope loose of this carriage, which would have possibly crushed people as well. So that's the two sides of the White Fang. They are acting on the outside as though they want to help the Faunus, but you can see there that at least some members don't care about them at all. So don't know.
I don't know the details of the society of the Faunus yet, so it could be that they are simply like, okay, they know that the others are agile and everything, and that probably nothing will happen. Well. And
if you shoot with a gun in a crowd,
but the crowd was also not like screaming and running away or going them on the ground. They were like, they were like, oh god, like in the sense of okay, loud noise. They were surprised,
yes,
but they were not in panic. They were not like, oh god, what is happening? And you know, usually the usual thing which is shown in those cases is like people screaming, running, throwing themselves on the ground.
If there's longer shooting, he was shooting twice and then running away. So people were like, what's happening? He's running away. Okay. Then you know, why should you then scream and run into another direction? He is running already.
I mean, usually it's enough to hear just shooting and to if it's like if there is a shooting right behind you, no, you're not like, oh, what's going on?
I don't know. I mean, we are not from the US. So if there's someone shooting here, the first thing for many people would be like, what was that? Bam bam. Is this gunshots? I never heard gunshots in my life before. Let's look. But from cover, people will look.
It's most likely what we will think is that it's an explosive for fireworks.
Yes, something like that.
Not a gun which is fired.
It's I think it's very uncommon. I think I never. Okay, I was at the army, so I shot a little bit myself. But apart from that, in the army, I never heard any kind of gunshots outside.
Outside, maybe when I was in a forest or in a very
if there's
area,
a hunter, yes.
But other than that, no.
No, so possibly many people who had no contact with guns before would be like, maybe even looking, depending on who they are.
You could purchase weapons and stuff on the street there. That's why I said I don't know, or we don't know enough about the society yet. Yeah.
That's true. He bought this butterfly knife which he used then.
It could be that they are simply more, tougher, or that is a more used common thing to have or do that. I don't know.
That is one interesting question which I have about Menagerie and the Faunus. So there's a chieftain of Menagerie, which is Blake's father. But how does this society work? I mean, the Faunus overall, in the world overall, seem to be more like a lower class. And I don't mean by whatever, I mean by income and stuff like that. So when they're outside of Menagerie, they tend to have more of the crappy jobs, the less paid jobs, the hard labor with not much income. So seeing that, how is it a Menagerie? They said they struggled to survive there, to make this island, which is a small continent, their own. So I'm guessing they are not rich either. So they're living cramped, like in slums. So,
no, that they lived cramped because the like in Australia, a lot of the area is not habitable.
yes.
And as far as I see, they struggle to make this place what it is today, which is a living place, a place where it's not a little bit. I think they had like not poverty. It's not like, okay, they're not super rich, but they have a place to live. I mean, if you look at the houses, they're pretty well.
Look pretty
So
nice,
they
that's true.
made this out of nothing, and that's what they are proud of too.
What I ask myself is there like gang violence or like robberies happening? Because
Sure, 100%.
that's something we have never seen, except for the White Fang, who we've seen here now is at least some members not caring so much about the society around. But seeing that there are a lot of people in the same area, very close to each other, possibly some of them are very poor, then it is not about, hey, we are faunus, we have to stick together. We've seen it with mankind. We are all men and we are not sticking together. So there will be robbery, I guess, and stuff like that. We haven't seen that yet. So maybe there will be a bit more. And we haven't seen that either in the in all the other kingdoms except for Roman Torchwick and his men. So there was...
But there was police.
Yes, there was police.
There was police, and so there for sure was like other sorts of crime, and I guess this is the same for Menagerie, but Menagerie we have not been like introduced to the society and the outside life because it was more focused on White Fang and Blake's family.
Yeah, the things that they had the time for. I'm asking because I still have in the back of my mind that there's Vacuo, which is and as how did Oz say it? It is not easy to convince thieves and scoundrels to steal from other thieves and scoundrels. So I guess we will learn possibly a bit more about this shady side of the world in the future. Well, okay, so much for that one. This was the character shot for Black Belladonna. And yeah, if you want to see more, as always, go over to my Patreon. There should be already something else uploaded. And we will go for the next character shot, I guess.
Yep.
Okay, that's it for this time. My name is Relax and Panic.
And I am Most Evil Lifeform.
Goodbye and out.
Bye.